Welcome to Weeks Ahead AI, where business owners learn how to use AI to save time, cut costs, and stay weeks ahead.
Detailed presentations that don't take hours to build them in minutes using AI. That's what we're going to talk about today, right?
I'm in.
Well, Mitch, you're in. Terry's not in. Where's Terry?
Who's Terry?
Once again, who's Terry? Terry is out on a deer hunt in Mexico. Hispanic deers.
Hispanic deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got Brad and Mitch today. We're excited. We excited to be back and talking about something pretty a pretty useful tool that we've used and want to show it off today. Gamma is the tool, and I think people have probably heard of it. Maybe people have tried it, and we have found that, like a lot of these tools, it seems to be getting better and better. And so it might be one of those things where you tried it 6 or 12 months ago and like, that was a little wonky. It didn't help me out as much, or it just, I couldn't edit it very well. Well, I'd say give it another shot, probably.
It has gotten a lot better just in the past 4 months, I would say.
Yeah. So gamma.app.
App.
Yeah. .app is the website. But what we wanted to do today, thought we'd kind of run through a real life scenario of using it and how we would use it. And so before we hit record on this for the episode today, we spent about 8 or 9 minutes talking to each other about Relay Hub, which I think 4 or 5 episodes ago we spent some time on. Encourage our listeners to go check that episode out. But Relay Hub is a tool that we've been working on kind of to share for organizations to be able to share the tools that they're trying to use in AI, but also share chats and improve just the data that they're drawing from outside of maybe just the LLMs, but also internal documents, company documents. And so, and build agents within this tool. So anyway, we're not going to go into the details of what Relay Hub is necessarily today. We've done that in a prior episode, but we did spend 8 or 9 minutes. We hit record on our Plod, did this in our Plod. And what we're going to show here today is that we were taking the transcript, literal transcript of that recording, dropping it into Gamma, and we want to build basically a 6-7 page.
We'll build a 10-page slide.
You want to build
10-page presentation.
Yeah, on what it is, its features.
It'll just make the presentation, and you can see how easy it is to take text and turn it into something visual.
Yeah. Okay. Now we did this using Plod. If you don't have a Plod, which we'd highly recommend you get one, but if for some reason you've hesitated on that, you can just go into your iPhone or whatever phone you've got. You're recording. Just record you speaking. And the iPhones now, it allows you to transcribe that recording into text. So at the end of the day, you just need the text of the discussion. One way to do it. It's not the only way Gamma works, but what we wanted to talk about, show is how easy it is just to take a conversation or a meeting or whatever, and then take that transcript and effortlessly turn it into
a presentation.
That's what you're showing right now, right?
Yep. And so we had roughly it's a 9-minute conversation. It was a 4-page transcript. So if you think about the time that would have taken you to write out the notes or the outline, typically you're speaking about 5 times faster than what you're typing. So there's almost 40 minutes of planning saved right there off the top.
Yeah.
You're saving a tremendous amount of time. Then you take the transcript just word for word.
By the way, if you're listening to us, that's great, but you can check this out on YouTube and watch this in real time. Watch what Gamma's building using this. While Mitch is talking here, it's just in the background building this 10-page presentation. Pretty impressive just to watch it.
And it's done.
And you're done.
And we click go probably 45 seconds ago, roughly. And so now you've got a presentation done. You can go in, you can edit images within Gamma, you can edit the text within Gamma. The thing that's super useful is you can then export it, and you can download it into either a PDF document, you can download it into a Google Slides presentation, or a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. and it's actually
Canva.
Or Canva.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to where it integrates really, really well now.
Mm-hmm.
And so once it dumps in there, then you can do the normal things you would do in a Google Slides or a PowerPoint to change it up or dress it up if you want to. But let's just scroll through this and see if it kind of captured our conversation.
Yeah. And we weren't saying, hey, we want to build a presentation and we want to start here and then we want to talk about that and then we want to cover features and then we didn't say it like that. We were just talking sporadically about the product and all its tools and features and, oh, I forgot to talk about this too, and so let me mention that, right?
Yeah, we didn't reorganize notes. We just dumped a conversation in and then it reorganized it for us.
Yep.
So it jumps in and it talks about uncontrolled AI usage in the current enterprise. So it highlights risks that current businesses are facing through a nice image up there. Then it dumped into having a company-controlled AI system. So you got control, multimodal access, your data environment, again, another image of a nice dashboard. Then it talks about the power of choice. So you can pick which AI model you want to use, and then you can also explore the dueling chat feature.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes into collaborative intelligence, so shared chats and team workspaces, and what happens when two employees within the company want to use it.
Yeah.
What do they both see, Brad?
They see the same thing.
They see the same thing.
Now they see in this tool they do.
You can build custom agents for each department. It hit that bullet point for us. Advanced applications beyond a simple chat. So if you wanted to create dashboards or visuals, you would be able to. I know people spent a lot of money in the past on what's the tool that they all use? Tableau.
Oh, yeah.
And so you don't
I
have
thought you were going to talk about us spending a lot of money on our P&L analyzer. We did that too.
We've done it all.
They can be built in here though. Yeah.
And then the security and the privacy control features of the product, how enhanced those are and the different protections that provides for your business. And then it goes into enhanced search and accuracy by doing a Google search integration instead of just relying on Reddit to advise our business, because we don't want that either. And then at the end, the data sovereignty and the organizational memory. So talking about how each company gets their own database, their own compute power, so that they can pull the data whenever they want to. And I think the only thing we didn't touch on was if someone wanted to self-host this product, they could. So if they have their own server compute power, they could then host it on their own. And
go back to just your PDF of our conversation.
Okay.
We're going back and forth speaking, talking about the product. But it really is impressive when you go, again, we know what we talked about and how we framed it, which again was not nearly as organized and clean and concise as what it's produced here. It's taken that information, it got the gist of it, and it's organized it in a good flow. To me, flows well the way it's, where it starts and how it gets down to the end, and just very clean and concise.
Well, what was interesting is our conversation went all over the place, but then it also rearranged it in the best order of how to explain the product to someone.
Yeah.
So it was more than just, let me put these in chunks and then still keep them in the order we talked about. It completely redid the entire presentation.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
This is what it looks like when it gets into a Google slide. And if I open Google Slides, now I can come in and move anything I want to.
Wow.
You can twist it sideways if you want. You can edit the images, but it looks exactly the way you would want it to look.
Yeah.
Where have you used Gamma, Brad? What type of presentations have you done in the past where it's just made things way helpful?
We're using Gamma a lot in our, marketing materials for our real estate. So, or proposals to new listing clients and saying, hey, here's the information, here's the research we've done on it. And Canva's great. It's a great tool, but it takes time and it takes a little bit of finesse and a little bit of experience and kind of messing around with, certainly not as user-friendly as just saying, here's the transcript of a conversation and it builds you something, Mm-hmm. And people might look at this and say, well, that could look a little better. And again, you can go in here and start editing and tweaking it from here. and add more content or change some things if you don't want. But I mean, for 45 seconds of grabbing your transcript and turning it into something that you could, I mean, literally we could use this. It's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, and it does give you some more control. So if you really wanted to spend more time, I'm talking like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can go through the transcript and add 2 dashes to it, and that creates a new card. So if you wanted to be in charge of how it groups the conversation, you can. And where that's helpful is, like, say you're doing a board deck for your company, you can go do a 30-minute talk into your plod.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's where the company's been. Here's the challenges that we've had. Here's where we are according to plan. Here's what we see happening in the future. Well, let's say you've got data sets that you want to plug into that presentation. So you want to flash up a P&L summary. You want to flash up a accounts receivable statement. When you go through your transcript and once it summarizes your transcript and you just put those 2 dashes, that card now is only going to have a little bit of text on it, but it'll leave a lot of room for an image. And then you just slide your snapshots of your financials into there. So you can build a board deck in less than 45 minutes with this tool.
Yeah.
And I know from my prior experience, sometimes I would spend 6-8 hours building 15 slides for a board deck to make sure that they were right.
Well, I think for me, what is so great about this, it takes out a lot of that just getting started, delay. For me, it's like, how am I going to organize this? What do I want it to look like? What things do I need to make sure it covers? This takes all that away. Now, again, I can grab this and say, okay, I see what you've done here. Great start. Let me add to it. But that it really catapults you into something that's ready to use, much closer to ready to use.
Yeah. So you got 40 minutes at the end of the day and you need to build a presentation. In the past, you probably wouldn't even start on it because you're not going to get done. And now I can have a prototype in 15 minutes and I'll make the changes tomorrow when I need to. So you're not waiting till the last minute to get it done.
Yeah. Very impressive. So AI can do this in other ways. I mean, we've talked about in a prior episode, we at least touched on Lucidcharts. And so same kind of idea, take the transcript of a meeting. Maybe it's some SOPs you want to kind of get on paper and really sort through, and what process and procedures you're going to put in place to control this one area of your business. Talk about it with a couple of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of the team members that are involved in that. Hey, I can build a deck, a presentation on how that's going to go. I can also take that same transcript into Lucidcharts, and it will really start charting that out for me in a different way than this, but it's the same kind of idea, right?
Yeah, and it's such a low risk place to use AI.
Yeah.
Like, you're not making a financial decision off of some calculation here. You're just organizing data and creating visuals for people so that they can better understand what you're wanting to tell them.
Mm-hmm. It is a very low risk and I'd say high reward because this is, like I said, it's really, really incredible. And I'll admit I'm one that tried it a couple of times, got a little frustrated with it, but it's been 8-9 months ago, and as I've watched you use it again and just doing this again, it's like, okay, this is a tool that I need to incorporate into regular use. And
the price is, I mean, they've got a free version that you could probably build 2 or 3 presentations a month, and I think it goes like $8 and then $15 and maybe up to $20 for team usage, so that teams could work on things together. So very low cost to the user to be able to use a tool like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe next time we talk about all the vacations that Terry's taken, and we can have a 27-page deck on that.
Absolutely, yes.
Sorry, Terry.
What we don't have in this presentation is a picture of the elk that Terry got on the last trip because it didn't happen either.
Oh, yeah. It didn't happen. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope this has been helpful. We want to definitely, and this was a shorter episode, but really think it's a powerful tool that we just wanted to kind of highlight, and hope that anybody's listening that hadn't tried it yet will give it a shot. I think you'll find that it'll move the needle for you. So, as always, you got any kind of questions, suggestions, or thoughts on this episode or other things that we should cover, hit us up. weeksahead.ai is the website, the place to leave us a comment there, and all the socials. And, of course, everywhere you're listening or watching this. So appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, stay weeks ahead.